Okay, so today I have the camera pointed down to my sewing machine because we are going to redo a video that I previously did but was not best at showing how well each one worked. And as you can tell from the title, that would be the Ruffler Foot versus our gathering foot. So we are going to do the difference between the two again today. And this time I have it pointed directly at my sewing machine so that you can see the difference between the two. But before we get started, if you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Also, make sure you are following me on Instagram. That link is down below. If you're interested in following my vlog channel, that link is also down below, as well as the link to me and Greg's movie review channel and the link to Greg's podcast channel, also my blog and my shop. So let's get into the video. You want to make sure your string is pulled towards the back. I am using, so here are our settings. Now what you want to do for the gathering foot is you want to put it on the longest length, which for me would be 4, and then they say to use the tightest tension. Now I'm just going to lean my sewing machine forward just slightly because my tension is actually right here. This little wheel right here is my tension. So my tightest tension would be 3. Okay guys, so as you can see, hopefully you can see that it is gathering. We're just going to hold this as it just guides down. We're going to guide it through. We're not going to pull it. Cut that off. So we have some nice little gathers here, and you can adjust your stitching and your tension as needed. The slower you guide it through, the more ruffles you get. The faster you guide it through, as you can see, the wider those get. So my suggestion would be, if it's not working for you, is just to play around with your settings until you get the right amount of gathers that you want. And that is our gathering foot. And again, this is just like 100% cotton. I kind of got this from a fat quarter. It's a piece of remainder from the hair bow that I made, and this would be really cute if you were making the paper bag waist skirt like I made in a couple of videos back. That the gathering foot would probably work awesome for that. Okay, so we're going to remove our gathering foot, and then we're going to put our ruffler foot on, and I could show you the difference. Now for the ruffler foot, you have to take off the complete casing, and you should have gotten some screwdrivers and tools and things that came with your sewing machine, and you just remove this with that. Okay, so like I said, you have to take off the entire housing for this to put the ruffler foot on. I have the screw here. This can be a bit difficult, and I'm not sure if I showed this in my last video, but I'm going to show you here on how to attach your ruffler foot. Now this may take some time, but just be patient. So when you're putting it on, you want this part to go around this little nail thing here, and then this is going to go around this part. So you first want to put that part, this part here, onto the screw before you attach this to the housing. It just makes it a lot easier. So now what you're going to do is put your screw back in, and this can be a bit challenging at times because I always forget which way the screw is supposed to go. Okay, so this is one of the little tools that I got with the sewing machine. This is going to actually tighten that screw up all the way completely for me. So I like to hold it to keep it in place. Okay, so there are several settings that you will see here on your ruffler foot. It's 1, 3, 4, and then there's like a little star. I always keep mine in 3. You can play around with it so you can see what the different settings mean. Again, you're going to keep this on a straight stitch. Anywhere from 1 to 2 for the length and the width, maybe anywhere from 1 to 2. I have mine at 1.5. You want to take, if you are using, just got finished using your ruffler foot, make sure you set your tension back to what it was previously, because you don't want an extremely tight tension when you're using the ruffler foot. I have some chiffon, just some scrap chiffon that I'm actually going to use for this video. 9 times out of 10 when I use my ruffler foot, I'm making ruffles or I'm attaching ruffles to something that I need a straight stitch for, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to show you how to make some quick ruffles. Now, a lot of times, and what people won't tell you, you first want to work with a scrap piece of fabric, because sometimes when you go from taking one foot off and putting the ruffler foot on, sometimes the sewing machine gets a little bit stuck, and then your thread at the bottom spool kind of gets a little messed up. So I always play around with it first before I start working with my main pieces. So to get the ruffler foots, there are like 3 grooves here on the foot that you can see. So what you're going to do is go over, you're going to go under and over. So this is what your fabric should look like once it's attached in here. It's under, it's under and then over. So again, under, over, and then through. The best way to do this is using a piece of cardboard to kind of like push that through, because you want it to go all the way through the other side. Piece of cardboard, piece of paper, something sturdy that will help you get that through there. Something like just a piece of cardstock or something like that to help you push that all the way through to the other side. Okay, so I have mine all the way through now. I'm just going to pull on this just slightly to make sure. Okay, so I got started a little bit just to show you what it looks like and to be sure that I have the right settings so my thread doesn't get messed up. So I'm just going to sew just a little bit more to show you what the ruffler foot does. And as you can see, it's pushing with this part here to make those ruffles, and you just want to hold it and guide it through. Don't mind my long thread there, but as you can see, we have our ruffled pieces here. Hope you can see that. So what I'm going to show you now is another function of the ruffler foot. I have 2 pieces of fabric here, 2 pieces of chiffon, and what I'm going to want to do, something that the gathering foot cannot do, is I want to attach some ruffles to the bottom of this, but I don't want this piece to be ruffled. So the way you do that is you slide this all the way up underneath like you would if you were just doing like regular stitching, and then you're going to take this piece and put it through like I showed you previously. So to make this easier for you, you have your little piece of cardboard here attached to the fabric, and it's just going to help you guide it through and get it all the way to the other end so it goes through the little black part. Have to make sure that both pieces are even, or else it's not going to attach properly. So make sure you have it all the way over. So as you can see here, for this piece, this part is ruffled while this part is still straight. So if you had a skirt where you were attaching something to the bottom of like something that you needed to be straight, like this part was going to be attached to a waistband or something like that, this would be a really easy and convenient way to do it, is using your ruffler foot. And you get your ruffles and you get it attached to the straight part of the fabric all at once. So I hope this video helped you a lot better than the previous one. Again, just to recap, we have this piece of fabric that we made some ruffles with, or pleats with, our gathering foot. We have ruffles that we made using our ruffler foot, and also ruffles being attached to a straight piece of fabric. We did that also with the ruffler foot. So this is the comparison between the two as far as fabric goes, and this is the difference between the two in comparison as to the feet themselves. This is more of a complex looking housing, and you have to take off the complete attachment on your sewing machine to attach this. You have to unscrew it and then screw that on. With this gathering foot, it's a simple attachment, just like you would attach a regular foot, and you have kind of the same but different outcomes when it comes to working with the fabric. This is something that I use more so when I'm working with chiffon and satin and I'm making ruffles. It's just a lot easier for me to use this. But this is something I use if I'm using more of like cotton fabric, or if I want to make pleats or bigger ruffles, I will use my gathering foot. That is the difference to me. I am glad I have both of them. They both work well for me. I will leave the links below to purchase your gathering foot and your ruffler foot. This one I paid a little bit more from. I did not get mine from Amazon. I got mine from a different place, and I paid $26 for it. I know a lot of people say they've gotten theirs off Amazon and it's $5, but I've also seen the people that have paid less for the foot that they received. It is not as good quality as the more expensive one. And this, I think I paid maybe $8-9 for, if that, on Amazon, and I've had it for about 3-4 years and it works perfectly. So I will leave the links to both of these feet down below in the description, so if you need to purchase it, you can purchase yours from Amazon. Again, guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope this helps a lot of you. I hope this is better than my first video that I did. Again, I will be redoing a few more of my videos that had poor quality before, so bear with me. But if you like this video, make sure you give me a big old thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already subscribed. Our subscriber count is going up, guys. Let's keep sharing these videos out so we can get to 10,000 subscribers, so we can do the giveaway. Also, make sure you are following me on social media. That is also linked in the description. And until next time,